were the Ariseen. Ariseen or Ariseen is the word used by the prophet in his letter to Heraclius. No other letter written to any other Arab and non-Arab king and potentate contains the word whose significance is disputed by the scholars of traditions and lexicographers. According to one version, it is the plural of Arisai, which means the servants and the peasants. Ibn Manthur makes it out as a synonym for cultivators in the Lisan al-Arab and cites Thlab as the authority for holding this view. He also quotes Ibn al-Arabi in his support, while at the same time cites a quotation from Abu Ubaidah to show that the word also means the chief or the elder who is obeyed or whose orders are carried out. Now the question arises that if Ariseen means peasants, it should have been employed to denote the subjects of Khosrow's rather than the population of Byzantine Empire. The class of cultivators was by far more numerous under the Persian Empire and formed the chief source of its revenues. Ibn Manzur has cited Azari, who says, "The people of Iraq who followed the religion of Khosrow's were peasants and countrymen. The Romans were artisans and craftsmen and, therefore, they had nicknamed the Magus as Ariseen, which meant that they were peasants." Arabs also used to call the Persians as Falahin or the peasants. Ariseen has also been interpreted to denote Arians or the follower of Arius, 280 to 336, who was the founder of a well-known Christian sect. The doctrine of Arius, which hovered for a long time between acceptance and rejection as the official creed of the Byzantine Empire, upheld the unity of God and denied the consubstantiality of the Son with the Father. Khosrow, king of Persia. When he read the letter, Khosrow tore it up and ill-treated the envoy of the prophet. Then he wrote to Badhan, who was his governor in Yemen, to get the prophet sent to him in Ctesiphon. Badhan deputed Babwe to tell the prophet what Khosrow's II had written to him and that he had come to take him to the king. But when Babwe came to Medina, the prophet told him, "God has given Shirve power over his father and he has killed Khosrow's II." The prophecy of the prophet came true exactly in the way foretold by him. Khosrow's son Qubaz had by then deposed his father and seized the throne under the title of Shirve. Khosrow's II was murdered in March 628 AD, and with him ended the glory of 400-years-old House of Sassanids. Shirve enjoyed only 6 months of the fruits of his crime, and in the space of 4 years the regal title was transferred to 10 sovereigns, in quick succession, until the exhausted monarchy was assumed by Yazdegerd III. He was the last Persian emperor, for he was soon to flee for his life before the advancing might of the Muslims. And thus was realized the prophet's prophecy within 8 years of his pronouncement. The prophet had also said, no more Khosrows after Khosrows dies. This portion of the prediction also came to pass with the fall of Yazdegerd III. In a few years the whole of Iran lay at the feet of the Muslims. The bulk of the population adopted Islam, and there were born in Iran men with such lambent flame of intellect that proved true, word by word, what the Prophet had once remarked: if knowledge were to be found in Pleiades, some of the sons of Persia would attain it. Muqawqis, ruler of Egypt. Al-Muqawqis did not accept Islam but treated the envoy with respect and honor and sent some gifts to the Prophet. These included 2 slave girls, one of whom was Maria, who gave birth to the Prophet's son Ibrahim, and a white mule which came to be known as Dal-Dal. Al-Muqawqis kept the letter in an ivory box, which is still preserved and can be seen in the Topkapi Museum in Istanbul, Turkey. Negus al-Asham, king of Abyssinia. The Negus received the envoy of the Prophet with great respect and showed him all the honor he deserved, and accepted Islam. He wrote a letter to the Prophet. I begin with the name of Allah, most merciful, most gracious. To Muhammad, the messenger of Allah, from Negus al-Asham ibn Abjar. Peace upon you, O Prophet of Allah, and mercy and blessing from Allah, beside whom there is no God, who has guided me to Islam. I received your letter, O Messenger of Allah, in which you mention the matter of Jesus, and, by the Lord of heaven and earth, he is not one scrap more than you say. We know that with which you were sent to us, and we have entertained your nephew and his companions. I testify that you are Allah's messenger, true and confirming those before you. I have given my allegiance to you and to your nephew, and I have surrendered myself through him to the Lord of the worlds. I have sent to you my son, Arha. I have control only over myself, and if you wish me to come to you, O Messenger of Allah, I will do so. I bear witness that what you say is true. Peace upon you, O Messenger of Allah. The king seemed to have accepted Islam in his individual capacity, but he could not convert other people of his country. This is confirmed by a hadith of al-Bukhari, which says that the Prophet said his funeral prayer in absentia in Medina when he died. The second letter of the Prophet was sent to his successor, who probably did not respond favorably.